What is up, everybody? Welcome back once again to my channel. If you're new here, please hit that like and subscribe button. So, I've had a lot of people question James Gunn's method of how he is running the new DCU. And I've talked about it time and time again. Can you trust James Gunn? Should you trust James Gunn? What's the good idea to trust James Gunn? And honestly, I think you should. I think you should trust what James Gunn is doing because of the simple fact that, he has an eye for superhero films. Obviously, we've seen what he did with Guardians of the Galaxy and the MCU, but that's the MCU. This is the DCU. And I know he's doing, the whole being the head of DC on top of making movies for it. But this new Superman film that he's starting off with, it looked like it's going to be a fun time. And I think that's really what a lot of people want. They want a fun Superman movie. Yeah, they want to have some seriousness in it. I do too. But we want it to be fun. One of the biggest issues with Zack Snyder's Superman, whatever he was doing, was it was a little too dark. You know what I'm saying? He really wasn't, it wasn't yin and yang with him and Batman. It was like they were both dark characters. Superman in that DCEU was not the symbol of hope. I don't know what he was the symbol of, but it definitely wasn't hope. I can understand why not James Gunn, but Zack Snyder would want to have some tiny bits of realism, having to have Superman deal with the fact that he's dealing with a universe that doesn't understand him, and the fact that, everybody is not just going to jump on the bandwagon and be a fan. You got some people like the government who are questioning him. You know what I'm saying? I understand that. But that's the DCU. And here we are so many years later with the DCU. And to see that James Gunn has written up a plan, at least for right now, he has a plan until, something changes. I am looking forward to this Superman film. Again, the only thing I've had an issue with is the suit. I would definitely say I've had an issue with the fact that there are a lot of characters in this movie. And I hope they're not in there for like a long period of time. Based off what the trailer is showing, it looks like they are. So we just got to suck it up and deal with it. But a lot of people have been saying that they don't know if this is a Superman movie anymore because of the simple fact that you got so many characters in this movie. It feels like it's overdoing it. I agree. Does that take away me from trusting James Gunn? No, it does not. Because he has a plan. He's, he wrote over the plan, and now he's working on executing the plan. That's what I'm trying to say here. He's working on executing the plan, and fans should be open-minded as much as they possibly can. I understand for certain reasons you may not like James Gunn, whether it's the old tweets, or maybe it's just how he does things. Y'all got to have an open eye because we don't know what to expect with the Superman film. Because everybody's looking at it like, oh, it's going to be all jokey, it's going to be all goofy, just like Guardians of the Galaxy. And he's always come out and said that he's taking a different approach, which he has to because this is Superman. The most recognizable IP in the entire world. I don't know if there's anything more recognizable than Superman. I'll probably say Star Wars. But those are really the big two, in my opinion. But when it comes to the Superman and the DCU as a whole, try and keep an open mind to what James Gunn is doing because I've said it time and time again. There is no Zack Snyder, there is no Henry Cavill walking through that door to save whatever happens. James Gunn is going to have to take that schedule and throw it away, whatever current one he's working on, and mix it up and try and get fans to get excited for the product that he's dropping. Yes, he can talk about the social media numbers of the Superman trailer all he wants, but it's really about the fans that show up to that theater. As far as this video, July, I believe, with the 11th. Now, I know Warner Brothers is going through some issues with being sued. I did a video about that. But when it comes to, James Gunn, just make sure you check off all the boxes. Just make sure, y'all kept the budget pretty low. And it doesn't look like you got like a high-paying actors in this movie, which is completely fine. Just keep the budget low. Make it as best as you possibly can. Because I've said this time and time again as well. If this movie does not succeed, all the blame is going to go on James Gunn. If this movie does succeed, I mean, who gets all the praise? Is it all the actors that did all the work, or is it like James Gunn because he assembled this team? I don't know. We have to wait and see. But I do hope this movie knocks it out of the park because we need Superman in this world more than ever. We need that sign of hope more than ever. And that is what James Gunn is trying to give us. A Superman that is a symbol of hope. You also see the brighter colors in the trailer, which a lot of people have actually had issues with because it's not the, kind of little darker, I wouldn't say washed out, but a little bit darker version of what we got with Man of Steel. And even the Superman TV show, Lois and Superman. It is a brighter universe in some parts, and I'm all for it because I want to see James Gunn succeed. I don't want to see James Gunn fail, and then everybody's laughing and pointing fingers and trying to figure out what happens next. I want to see this slate be as best as it possibly can. I'm pretty sure James Gunn is feeling a lot of the pressure because of the simple fact that this movie has got to be the best it can possibly be. And everything after that has got to be great because of the simple fact that they are, starting a new thing. And obviously, when you look back at what happened with the DCU is not attached to the DCU, but there's always going to be that thread, from the DCU to the DCU because of the simple fact that the DCU is trash and it gave way to the DCU. So James Gunn is always going to have a small attachment to the DCEU because of the fact that it, kind of gave birth to the DCU. So I'm trying to be positive about this movie. I'm trying to be optimistic about this movie because I believe that James Gunn is going to give us the best possible Superman that he can possibly give us. And I think for a lot of people who are out there talking mess before we even see the trailer, before we even see the movie, I just think that it's messed up. So, in my personal opinion, James Gunn needs to take his time with the movie. I know they're going through issues with Warner Brothers, DC going through issues with the Superman estate. Hopefully they get that over with sooner rather than later, and we get a good Superman film July the 11th. Again, I'm trying to remain optimistic about it. Hopefully it's going to be good. Hopefully we get it on the 11th. And, it takes off and builds the DCU. I know we ain't got a Batman yet, but hopefully that's something James Gunn is working on behind the scenes. Anyway, post your comments down below. Let me know what y'all think. Do you have faith in what James Gunn is doing with the DCU? Yes or no? Post those comments. I'll check out my next video. Thank you all for watching.